Dark greetings.
Dark greetings.
How goes it, friend?
Fine. You're very blurry.
Oh no. Hold on.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Hi, Bandit. You're still blurry.
I'm not showing up as blurry on my own screen.
Interesting. Yep. Bandit says you're blurry.
Well, what the hell? That's not good. Let me try.
And laggy, he says.
And lag.
I guess it's just me today. And my cat. Oh. Hi, cat.
That do anything?
No.
Shit. I don't really know what else I can try.
Yes, your voice is ahead of your video by several seconds.
Well, that's not good. Could we possibly just live with it?
I mean, yeah, I can still hear you. The people.
And that's really all that matters.
Yes.
How goes it, bestie?
So true, Grace. Fighting with friends? No.
Fighting with technology. Very
Always.
accurate.
Always. It's the podcast ghost.
It is the podcast ghost. Haven't heard from them in a while.
Yeah. Shouldn't say those things.
But tonight we're here talking about Green Room as our second spooky season film. What did you think of this one, bestie?
I'm having trouble putting it into words.
Okay.
It wasn't that exciting.
I think it could have been exciting-er. I would agree.
I feel like it had a slow start. And actually,
it did have a slow start.
I forgot for a good 15-20 minutes that it was supposed to be a horror movie. I was like, oh, wait, this is supposed to be horror. Like, I legitimately forgot. I mean, there was some interesting stuff about it, but there was nothing that was really, like, unique, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like that there's punk rock and that Anton Yelchin was in it, R.I.P. But
fucking R.I.P. indeed.
Yeah, and Allie, what's her face, who's maybe in Arrested Development.
I haven't seen Arrested Development.
The one girl, Sam.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yes. Yeah. So there were some cool people in it, some fun music in it, band references that made my heart happy. But I don't know, it just didn't. It didn't feel super horror-y. It was more thriller.
Yeah, I think that's what I kind of came away thinking as well.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely like gore at parts, but
I
wouldn't say that was like the main focus. And it didn't seem like it was made to be scary. It was more suspenseful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with most of your points there. I do kind of want to be friends with when we first meet our little crew. I kind of want to be friends with them.
What a great band name, the Ain't Rights.
That is awesome.
I like it.
And they seem cool, but man, they aren't very good at being interviewed.
No, but part of me also wonders, like, you're not supposed to be in the sort of punk rock sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not cool to be like a good interview and put together, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
But when their sort of concert promoter friend tells them that he can get them another gig because their first show his license got revoked, whatever it was,
and they played in a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
for like $24.
Mm-hmm. And then he says, "Wait, I can get you one more if you're willing to go a little further out of your way."
Mm-hmm.
But when he starts bringing up the details about like, oh yeah, like don't talk politics, things like that, maybe I'm just built different, but I simply wouldn't play that show.
Yeah, it
sounds incredibly sketchy right off the bat.
It does, but at the same time, we know pretty much nothing about their background.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they have a lot of money that they've put into this? Like, do they have any other income? Doesn't seem like it, and it's
This
like,
is very
if this
true.
is what they've committed to and they're like, this is what we're doing, this is how we're going to make it, like, I feel like in that case you're more willing to compromise.
Hmm. Okay, yeah,
So,
I would say that's a fair analysis.
I mean, I still probably wouldn't do it myself because could not I was going to say could not contain myself, but they didn't. So,
They very much didn't. We'll get to that, but
yeah.
their promoter friend did draw them a sweet poster though.
It was a cool poster. He wasn't their friend though.
Or
Because remember when they show up at the venue and the guy's like, "Oh, are you Tad's friend?" And they're like, "He sent us here."
oh
Like,
yeah.
she makes it a point to be like, "Yeah, not friend."
But immediately when they arrive, just horrible, horrible vibes from this place to begin with.
Oh yeah, no, super sketchy.
And like, and you can see that there's like Nazi graffiti and white supremacist stickers like all over the walls.
I, I at that point, I don't care. Like, I could see in advance just being told like, "Don't talk about politics,"
Mhm.
Like, okay, maybe it won't be so bad. But when you see that stuff and you don't immediately turn and leave,
Yeah,
that's different.
that's very different.
And I just can't. I mean, skinheads, neo Nazis are a big problem. I shouldn't say a big problem. A not insignificant problem in the punk community and have been for
It is
like
the exact same in the metal community.
yeah. And it's like, I guess anytime you have one of those more like fringe hardish genres, it's gonna attract that kind of person. But
Hmm.
thankfully most people are cool. But
Yeah. And when their lead singer says, "Hey, I have a stupid idea," the first thing that came to my mind was just like, this is not the place for stupid ideas.
yes, but it was an excellent
It's a
song.
great stupid idea.
The second I heard it, I was like, first of all, the Dead Kennedys.
First of all, the Dead Kennedys, but yeah, playing Nazi punks fuck off in a
Yeah,
skinhead bar.
but nobody can quite ever do that song in the same way Jello Biafra does. But whatever. Um, but yeah, so they play it, and then my favorite. Well, it's funny to watch all the people getting really angry at them, but then my favorite bit is when they finish it, and he was like, "That was a cover."
Yeah.
Like,
It's not our
my dude.
fault.
It's like, first of all, everybody knows that. Second of all, you still made this clear choice.
You made a very clear choice.
Like, it was
I
intentional,
did
obviously.
like the short little scene of the moshing set to orchestral music.
Yeah.
Thought that was a fun little juxtaposition.
Uh-huh.
Um, but after the band plays their set, things take a turn.
They sure do. This is when I was reminded that, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a horror film
Yeah,
and not just like a dramatic documentary. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Docudrama
there you go.
about a punk band.
But they're going to leave, and Anton Yelchin's character realizes, or one of the characters realizes that they forgot their phone. Anton Yelchin's character goes to go grab it
Oh yeah, I think it was Sam's phone.
and walks in and into the immediate aftermath of a murder.
Uh huh. Sure does. And then what do you do at that point?
And what do you do? And I think part of the horror of this film is how like you can mean absolutely zero harm and just be in the wrong place in the wrong time and have something like this happen.
I think it's also like a something that's more realistic in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that like you're not probably never going to encounter an Art the Clown. Like
Yeah,
nobody
but
ever really will.
you could definitely find yourself in a skinhead bar.
Yeah, you could end up in a sketchy bar for whatever reason where something bad happens and you happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very real in that way.
Um, one line I wrote down was when I don't really remember everyone's names, but one of their captors, shall we say, says we're not keeping you, you're just staying. What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's an overabundance of bald white men in this,
Hmm.
so it's really hard to keep track of them.
I will say this does get kind of intense at points, though,
Yeah, definitely.
or at least there were some moments of genuine intensity. I this was something I already knew about. Perhaps not everybody does, but the lace code saying like so like if you wear like black boots with like or this is it's kind of considered to be dead at this point, but maybe don't do this still. But like red laces with black boots means you're a neo-Nazi,
Yeah,
and there's like other colored laces that mean certain things or like used to mean certain things as well. It's not really used anymore, but
yeah,
also watch out.
yeah. Which is one of those things that's very annoying because then you feel like you can't do that without fear of people thinking that,
Mhm.
like, oh, I just like these colors together.
Yeah.
I had a thought and then I lost it.
Oh no. Um. Oh, but first of all, Patrick Stewart was a pretty good casting choice, I would say.
I totally forgot he was in this until I heard his voice and I was like, oh shit.
Mm.
That's right. Which is
But
it's wild for him though, because like he does all these really dramatic, like,
mhm.
theatrical roles and, Jean-Luc Picard. So to see him in a horror movie is just,
It's something different.
yeah, definitely a different role for him. I could have done without the N word.
Yeah, would have been nice, but I feel like you're gonna have a hard time telling a story that involves a hate group without that happening.
No, I mean, it can very easily be avoided. You can say hateful things without using slurs.
I suppose so, but
I
I
didn't
don't
like
think.
hearing that coming out of his mouth.
No, it wasn't enjoyable. I'll definitely give you that. But where was I? Oh yeah, he says when they're kind of shutting down the party after it's clear that things are starting to get out of hand.
Hmm.
Um, he says something about a racial advocacy meeting, and just man, I don't like that. That's so fucking slimy.
Yeah, I mean, you could just call it a white power meeting, I guess, and
Yeah,
be done with it, but they got to be fancy with it.
but this Patrick Stewart's character, this Darcy guy, he starts trying to negotiate with the band when they're trapped in the like trapped backstage.
Hmm.
I wouldn't
I
trust him.
I remembered the thing that I was going to say before because you had mentioned whatever random guy saying like you're not being held, like you're not being kept here. You're
Just
I can't remember.
staying.
Yeah, like to me that was really interesting because I feel like most movies they just automatically jump to the guys being like, stay here or else I'll kill you, right?
Hmm.
But it was like interesting that they at least tried to have this period of time where they're like, oh no, it's fine. And they
Hmm.
seemed actually, I mean, for the circumstances, semi convincing about it.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like if we didn't know that this was a horror film, they seemed, I mean, you wouldn't trust them, but they seemed like semi sincere.
Yeah,
So it
or at
was kind
least
of a nice change of pace, I guess.
mhm. Because like one the fact that they have a such a quick contingency plan for a situation like this is kind of scary,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially like that you just have people on hand who are willing to stab themselves.
Well, and um that's what was interesting about it too, is like that was kind of smart. Because you hear them on the phone with 911 reporting a stabbing and you're like, oh, okay, so they really are talking to the police, they're coming and all this, and then they just get somebody to stab somebody else. By the way,
Mhm.
was it just me or those guys twins?
They were twins.
Okay, I thought I was imagining it.
No,
um
you were not.
but it's funny because he had asked the one guy for $600, and then he told the kid like, if you do any time we'll double it. Like, I'm not going to jail for $1,200.
Yeah, no, not
And what
nearly
did,
enough.
but who, so did they split it, like the guy who does the stabbing and the guy who gets stabbed, so it was only 300 each?
Couldn't tell you.
Because I feel like obviously the guy who gets stabbed has got to be compensated for that.
I would say so.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy.
But then things once again escalate very quickly. They're trying to negotiate for the gun that was brought into the room by one of the skinheads. And I'm trying to remember. I watched this a couple days ago. I'm trying to remember precisely how it goes down. But he's about to hand it off to Darcy when the one girl from the other band who's still alive, she's like looking through the metal grating at the door and she sees a bunch of like boots with red laces standing all around, and that's when she realizes that they're going to kill them.
Yeah.
And man, we get some good gore out of this.
Yeah. Poor
he gets his hand fucked up.
Pat. I remember names this time because they're like all these 3-letter 1-syllable names.
Yeah, sure.
And there were connections like I remember Pat because my mom's name is Patricia and she absolutely hates being called Pat, so that's why that's stuck in my head.
Noted.
And the big neo-Nazi guy in the room is named Justin, which I remember because that's my brother's name.
Oh,
so
okay.
Stuck.
But yeah, he gets his hand fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Real gross.
Very gross indeed. But I would say, like, it was well done effects. I believed it.
Yeah. No, it looked good in that it looked gross.
Mm-hmm. when after they choke out Justin, I can't remember what exactly incites that again.
I thought they were just trying to like incapacitate him.
Yeah, that
a threat.
But I will here. Okay, you technically could have just smacked him instead of slicing him. Not that he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie is about a spree killer. And it's that girl, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Amber?
I think so.
I don't know. That just came out of nowhere, but I remember hearing the name. Yeah, because like she kills more people than anybody else in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her first. Like she seems to have no problem just walking up and slitting his entire like torso open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's cool with it. There's no way that's her first time.
I mean, seeing that she was part of the like house band that was playing in this bar, I wouldn't be surprised if she has done some things in the name of the quote unquote movement before.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And then when they smash through the floorboards where they see light coming in, because they think for a while that it's daylight, but then they realize that they've been there for too long, and so there has to be something underneath. We find out that on top of it all, this is also a drug dealing operation.
Of course. Neo-Nazis got to make money somehow. Being racist doesn't pay.
Being racist. Yeah, being racist doesn't pay.
In any respect. Like in any sense of the word pay. So it's like, yeah, how are you going to fund your neo-Nazi activities and all your red shoelaces? You got to make heroin.
But then we have a little, when they're like about to go, they're about to go do something when Sam admits what her true desert island band was from their awkward interview earlier in the film. Yeah. Her actual desert island band would be Simon and Garfunkel, when before she had said, so she had I can't remember exactly what her answer was, but it was some sort of like stereotypical, like, yeah, hardcore stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, they were gonna like try to leave the room and get out of there. So it's like, all right, we might die, so let me admit the truth here. Which is
Simon and Garfunkel's a good choice.
Yeah, it's funny that everybody feels like they have to pick the band that makes them look cool or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you really don't.
You don't have to.
Pick whatever
Be
you
true
really
to yourself.
The rest of your life.
I liked them all sharing their true desert island bands.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you know, even even if you're into like really hardcore music, if you want to listen to something for the rest of your life, you're going to pick something that has like a lot of emotional depth that you can
Hmm.
listen to over and over and still get meaning from it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's you don't have to like just the one genre.
Um, I thought Sam made a smart move with the fire extinguisher, taking that as a weapon.
Yep. Yep, that would definitely be something I'd do. I'd immediately start searching the room and I'd be like, "Yes, and if I can't figure out how to work it, I can smack somebody with it."
Exactly, that shit's heavy.
Yeah. Even just like there's like a hose portion you can use and just
Definitely could. Um, One of the things I thought this movie did well is showing how quickly these type of Nazi scumbags will turn on their own.
Oh yeah. There's no sense of loyalty, which
No,
is
none whatsoever. It's all about just being like the strongest, meanest person in any given room, and you'll do anything to make sure that that is the case, even if it means turning on somebody who's supposedly a part of your stupid fucking movement.
yeah. Hot take. White supremacists are inherently selfish.
White supremacists are inherently selfish. White supremacists are inherently stupid. You heard it here,
Well,
folks.
but it's like, oh, only my race is good enough. Only we should get like these sorts of things. And it's like they clearly put themselves above everybody, think they're better than everyone else, only care about themselves. So yeah, if
Yeah,
turning on even other members of their race is going to get them what they want, like there's just that's the personality characteristic that goes along with being a vehement racist.
and fun fact: none of this is controversial.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Yes. I Nazi punks fuck off.
Nazi punks fuck off indeed. Um, so this kind of confused me at first. Why take the set list from the stage when they get sort of chased back in?
Yeah. It
And then
does make sense.
we find out that Tad's cousin, who's the connection that got them this show, and Amber from the house band, they were planning to leave the I would assume leave the movement, seeing as they had packed up all of their shit. And that's
Mm-hmm.
another reason why these people are fucking scumbags. That's not shit you can. They don't let you leave.
Yeah. That's not healthy.
Exactly.
They don't actually like you. They feel like they own you. That's very different.
Exactly. Um, I gotta say, I did find Patrick Stewart low key scary in this.
I mean, he has a lot of gravitas.
Exactly.
So yeah, however he like chooses to throw that around, it's going to create emotional impact.
Hmm. I found myself curious about what his his pep talk was going to have been about the paintballing expedition,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad we got to find that out.
Yeah, we get there.
I thought that having Amber hide in the couch was a really smart idea when the two final assassins were. I mean, it feels too generous to call them assassins. Dickheads with guns
Mm-hmm.
were sent in after them.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that
Good
was a
Neil.
very smart move. And there was a point towards the end during the final escape when Pat and Amber have the one guy at gunpoint where he was saying something about how he didn't want to have to do he didn't want to have to kill anybody, but it's such a kill or be killed situation. I don't understand the depiction of hang-ups there. It feels unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably just missing a lot of context of maybe getting fed up to a point and
Hmm.
I don't know, just wanting out.
And
But
then my
knowing
last
that if you try to leave,
yeah.
yeah.
And then my last note was that I like the sort of narrative book ending with their interview and the Desert Island Bands thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice theme that kind of went through it because there's obviously a kind of a music theme
Hmm.
throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I find I didn't take a shit ton of notes for this one because
Yeah.
it is a fair amount of action sequences as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would mention the dogs because those
Hmm.
poor puppies, it's not their fault that they were
It's not
trained
their
to get
fucking fault.
poor babies, and that's very clear in the end too when the last dog standing kind of goes walking by them and doesn't do anything because he's not
Yeah.
commanded to. He's just like hanging out like a dog because he's a dog, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but
Also,
I thought
shout out
that was
dog actors. You're doing
yeah.
great.
But man, two of them died by being mauled by a dog.
Yeah,
That's
horrifying.
that's a brutal way to go.
Absolutely.
Like
And like, which is and sometimes it reminds me like, we keep wolves in our houses.
yeah, we sure
That's kind
do.
of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, any most animals that we keep in our homes are potentially quite dangerous, but that's fine.
It's whatever.
Yeah, but it's because he died that way, and I really thought Sam was going to survive till the end.
Yeah, I was surprised when they killed her off.
Yeah, and I thought I don't remember the one guy's name. They went through like the window and got like beat to death essentially.
Hmm.
Um I thought since Patrick Stewart said the thing about like, oh, just let him bleed out, you know, it works better for the timeline. I was like, oh, so he's gonna still be alive. No.
No.
I
Yeah,
kept waiting
anything
for one of
else?
these people that we thought was dead to actually be alive. Like that's what I
Sorry,
kept
I like keep interrupting you and I don't mean to. Um just any other like things that made a strong impression on you? Anything else you feel is worth bringing up?
let me see what notes I might have missed. That worm guy is terrifying.
Yeah, he seems like
Um
a real fucking piece of work.
Watching him try to pull the knife out of her head and instead of dragging the body around was pretty fucked up.
That was pretty fucked up, I would agree.
Also a bad choice because you just made the crime scene worse, but whatever. Um, yeah, and I was actually surprised they killed off several members of the band in one shot with like half the movie still to go.
That was a little surprising.
It almost reminded me of last week when we got like halfway into the movie and we're like, okay, or not halfway, half an hour into the movie, and we're like, oh, where are they going with this now? It
Exactly.
almost felt like the end. Um, but it made sense why they called this movie Green Room because they kept going back to that room no matter how many times they tried to leave. So there was that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know that I would classify it as horror. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
had
definitely leans more toward suspense thriller.
yeah,
Because it was, I would say this was pretty tense. Not like the, most nail biting thing I've ever seen, but I'd say it was pretty tense. And I think it would have
yeah,
been even more intense to watch it in a theater at release.
yes, yeah, and I think if when the people got killed, if you didn't see, if it wasn't quite as graphic, it would never occur to you to call this horror.
Yeah, I would
You know,
agree.
whereas with a lot of horror films, even if you didn't have like the super graphic killings, you would still feel like they're horror because that feels like the entire point of the thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I know
If
what
that
you
makes
mean.
sense. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so to me, it was just like, hey, let's make this thriller, but make the deaths extra gory. And like
Yeah,
that's what it felt
yeah.
like being eyeballed by a small creature.
I love that for you. So what would you give it on the first on the 5 star? What would you give this on Letterboxd?
Are we judging it as a horror movie or just a movie?
You know what? Give me both.
I mean, because it's going to be lower if it's a horror movie because it wasn't that horrific, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like a 2.5 as a horror movie. As a
Yeah.
movie, I give it a 3.
I was wavering between 2.5 and 3 because, again, it wasn't, not even thinking about the fact that it wasn't super like horror y,
Hmm.
but also, again, there was nothing new about it. You know, like
Yeah,
it felt like so many movies that I've seen before. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bored with all the oh, it's a standoff, you know, kind of things because there've been
hmm,
so many. But
yeah,
it just didn't feel like it. It just took and existing kind of movie and put it in a neo-Nazi punk bar and was like, that's good enough.
Yeah, all right.
Which it's interesting because we found all the movies that we're talking about this month were on that list of the top like 100 horror movies of all time, which is interesting because I wouldn't call it a horror movie, and I also wouldn't say it was. I mean, it wasn't bad; it just wasn't particularly good.
Yeah, it was on the like positive side of on the lukewarm side of mid.
Yeah,
Is kind of
yeah,
how I feel about it.
yeah. I mean, again, it was decent. The acting was good.
I mean,
Good
yeah, I thought it was a good
cast.
performance from Anton Yelchin in particular.
He was so
God,
cute.
he was so cute and he was so fucking talented. Absolute
Yeah,
tragedy,
it's not fair to any of us, especially him, obviously, but
of course.
was very upset. He was adorable as Chekhov in the Star Trek
Oh my
movie.
god, I know. One of the high points of those
Russian
movies.
accent.
Cute.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking like I wouldn't watch it again probably.
I don't think I would either. So honestly, like maybe a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, that feels
So
fair
yeah, that does feel fair.
because five's too
Let's
high and three's
see.
probably too low. Yeah,
Let's see what some of the people of Letterboxd had to say about this. I like getting a group consensus. You
yeah.
know,
No one can trust our opinions. I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't either. This is a 3.6 out of 5.
Okay. 3 points.
The room was not actually green.
Oh my god, that's a joke, right?
Yes, it is a joke. I also like this one that just says tough crowd.
That's. I mean, yeah.
Some people really do like this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are
Which, like, I'm
what are
not
they like?
judging anybody.
Yeah. Again, it's not bad. I guess maybe because it was on that list of like top 100 horror movies of all time,
I
I
was
had
expecting a little more out of it.
yeah. If you had just told me like, "Hey, this is a thriller," I might have interpreted it differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
No, I don't remember why I picked up my phone again.
Love to keep every single muscle in my body clenched for 95 minutes straight. So someone had a very intense time watching this.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely.
A24 stop hating dogs challenge. Yeah. I love watching Nazis die and that's on period. It so is.
Yeah, that's fair. Same.
I like when main characters die in a movie and it's not this whole long drawn out thing. It's just boom, this guy's not in this movie no more.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's definitely one thing that fits it into the horror genre is that like nearly everybody dies.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that can be refreshing. Other times I think that shows a disrespect for your own characters. And I don't really know where I would place this on the spectrum of those two options.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with horror films, there's the whole final girl thing. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason why I expected Sam to survive until the end because
Yeah.
she's the only female member of the band that we're following, and so I guess in my head I expected her to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of makes sense that Anton Yelchin's character would be the one to survive. I really didn't expect the other girl to survive, though.
No, I didn't either.
I thought she was a goner. Instead, she turned out to be a prolific killer.
Yeah. Like, really kind of good at killing.
She slits the one guy's stomach open. She slits the one guy's throat. She shoots some people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing one.
You very well could be.
Yeah. She definitely shoots at least those 2 guys at the end, or 3 guys at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Yeah.
overall, I'm just gonna say this was all right.
Yeah. She kills the most people. The second most prolific killer, dogs.
Yeah. Um, which is why I think that like there's a certain type of person who acts like A24 is the end all be all of cinema, and as a person who enjoys quite a few A24 movies, I find those people very annoying
Well,
because they
yeah,
do have some duds.
yeah, everybody. Like everything has bad spots.
Mhm.
Everything that exists in the world, nothing is perfect. So yeah, you're gonna produce stuff that's like, eh.
And honestly, I think this was kind of one of them.
Yeah, it
Lukewarm
was
at
fine.
best.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
I don't like wish for that hour and a half of my life back.
Yeah, I can think of worse ways to spend 95 minutes.
Yeah, many worse ways. But it's like I can also think of movies I would.
Much rather have watched.
I was going for the opposite and I couldn't figure out how to phrase it. I can think of worse movies to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there are definitely like if it was between this and like I'm trying to think of an example.
Cats.
Yeah, 100% this, and not
Yeah.
just because it's shorter. God, I can never watch that again.
Oh my god, I know. You fucking remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
No, I know. It's just like the all of the details of that
Mission
night.
Impossible.
Yeah. Oh, what a time that was.
Yeah.
Well, since we didn't convene for the podcast yesterday, what have you been up to? Anything you feel is immediately worth sharing?
I'm torn because I do have things, but I don't know if I should save them for the worsening because I'm significantly worse.
Hmm. But that makes me want to know.
I know, but then it spoils it.
I suppose it, but there's a chance you could be even worse in a different way next time.
No, I don't think so.
Hmm. Okay, noted. I mean, I would like to know, but you don't have to tell me.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't want to spoil the surprise.
That's fair. Okay.
As I'm wistfully looking at something off camera.
Noted.
I did I in my class today, we were talking about like narrative and how you can play around with like the discourse and
Mm-hmm.
create different emotions. It's like, yeah, you don't have to tell events in order. You can just like tell people at the end of a story and it intrigues them, and then you can go back and tell them the rest. And I was like, for example, that one time I got sent to an emergency room because of a millipede. And they all gave me this weird look, and I was like, and I'm not going to explain it. And I refused to tell them the
Nice.
rest. It was hilarious because they would just look so like confused. And I was like, no, I'm not making that up. That is a true thing that happened.
I know that story.
So that was, I think I really bothered them because it like that was in the middle of class and at the end, because we're on fall break next week,
Yay.
half a week. But I was like, so have a good break, everybody. I hope you don't spend the whole time wondering about that millipede. And then they kept looking at me like they were getting mad at me.
Very nice.
So that was fun. That was a good time. If one of them had asked, I probably would have said, probably would have told them, but nobody asked. They just gave me lots of looks.
I love it.
That's
Fantastic stuff. Life should be a series of bits,
yeah.
just one after the other.
And what's kind of funny about my job is that it's the same from year to year. I just get, new crops of students. And so to me, it's one long continuous thing. For them, it's like a class here or there, and then they're out in 4 years. So to me, I just have running bits that have been going for a decade, and they just
I
don't
love
know
it.
it.
Also, wasn't it great hoodie weather today?
Yeah.
Got one of my long sleeves, my fucking fresh ass green lung shirt. Hell yeah, brother.
Yes. This is a hoodie that I bought back in August, but it hasn't been cold enough
Nice.
to wear it yet. So from Ragnar.
Yay.
So I was really excited. It's a fun hoodie because first of all, I didn't even notice it doesn't have strings.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, did it fall out? No, there just never were any. Also, there's a pocket inside of my pocket.
Ooh, that's
Like,
fancy.
yeah, if you put your hands in the kangaroo pouch, it's like what, like 4 or 5 inches long and like maybe 3 inches high. You could put like some lip balm in there or something.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
I had no idea. I put it on and I put my hands. I was like, what is? Oh,
Very nice.
what a weird hoodie. But you know what? But yeah, this is delightful, delightful weather.
I hope it continues. Um, I got my flu shot and my COVID booster today, and it feels like someone punched me in the fucking arm.
Yeah, that is the worst. That is the worst. It's like it's good for you, and yet,
And yet,
and yet.
I decided what outfit I'm gonna wear to Dogma. I'm excited about
Okay.
that.
Nice.
I'm actually using the dress that I use for my Misa cosplay because
Ah, okay.
I feel like the black leather is a whole vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing that, fishnets, and a pair of platform boots. And we're gonna
Nice.
do makeup that do like their kind of corpse paint.
Cool.
So I'm excited about that. I got that all figured out today. I tried on my skeleton suit for for night one of Ghost with the boots that I'm going to be wearing, and I'm a huge fan of it. It's very comfortable and also
Mm-hmm.
looks awesome. So I had a whole little fashion adventure this morning, and I figured out my my third pair of platform boots, my second pair of Demodias. I figured out that I think I can alter them to fit me a little better.
Oh,
So I'm really excited about that.
nice.
But that's been my day.
What?
That's been my day.
I can see that your mouth moves and then nothing comes out.
Well, that's not good.
No, I mean you're still blurry and laggy, but I can see that your mouth was moving, but there was no sound preceding it.
What about now? Are we back to normal?
I mean, I only hear parts of what you say because it looked like you
Oh
said
boy.
the thing about like that was my day, and then it looked like you said something else,
Hmm.
but I don't know.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if that's the podcast ghost telling us that we should call it for the night.
Yeah, why not? Take it nice easy week. Skip the pod and do a 45 minute stream.
45 minutes true. I don't have a ton to say about this movie
I
because
know.
I don't feel like it gave me a ton to say.
Well, and that's kind of the point too, like of being like it wasn't that good because I feel like if it were better or like had like more depth to it, I guess.
Then I would have
Because
more to say about it.
we know like nothing about any of the characters.
No, not at all. And frankly,
Not a
I
single.
would like to care about them a little bit more.
Yeah, like because I feel like the only thing we get that's even slightly personal is the one guy telling the story about the paintball. Like, okay, that's a scene from your life. Oh, you went to a guy's bachelor party? Who is this guy? You know, like, but
Yeah, like I want to know.
but we know nothing about them, and I think it's hard to like have real discussions about the characters and relationships and care about them when they're just like generic people.
Hmm.
So I think
Yeah,
that was part of what was lacking in this.
I think that's a good take.
Yeah. All right.
So what else have we got going on? We've got our deal continuing with the Bull and Bee. You can go to thebullandbee.com and use code MonsterMeat at checkout for $5 off your online meat order. We love the Bull and Bee, and we're going to be back there at 7:30 on Halloween for the Bride of Big Dumb Monster Mash. We're going to be doing karaoke. We're going to have a costume contest. It's going to be prizes. It's going to be candy. There's going to be mead. It's going to be a really fun time. Brooks is going to be there, I think. I hope.
We'll
Probably.
see. We'll see. It's tricky.
Sometimes it just be like that. So maybe, but we'll find out. If
3
you're in the
weeks away.
Albany, 3 weeks away. So if you're in the Albany area, get your ass over there. Defend tomorrow, I think.
Yes, because I believe they said they had to take last week off or something.
Yes, that sounds right. and then bringing it back around on Monday with Big Dumb Monsters. No regrettable reviews next week. Fighting with Friends on Wednesday. Stream on Thursday. No defend Friday.
Yep.
No defend next Friday. Defend this Friday.
Next week is Cropsy?
Next week is Cropsy. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm excited to watch it. I want to be scared by a documentary. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I am very interested to see how this goes. I haven't looked to see where it's streaming.
Letterboxd, show me this guy's balls, please.
Let's see. Oh, it's on Tubi.
Okay, here's the thing. Tubi comes in clutch frequently.
It really does. It looks like it's on Prime as well.
Okay, wonderful. So you can stream it for free with ads or pay for it with ads because Prime has fucking ads now.
Yeah, you've said that. I have not experienced them.
I have.
Interesting.
All right. I believe that's going to bring us to a close for the evening.
Sounds good.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll see you next week. Adios.